All of us at Cornerstone Academy are excited to be celebrating this special day with all of you. With that in mind, we do have a couple of special requests on behalf of the seniors. Please remember that this is their only chance to walk across the stage as high school senior graduates. And with that in mind, please be considerate of every parent and graduate as they go across. At this time, we would appreciate it if you would silence your cell phones. Please refrain from any really loud celebration as they cross the stage so that the next family can hear their names. And make sure you keep any signs or anything down so that nobody can see them and they can see overhead. In addition to this, because of COVID guidelines this year and the procession of our seniors, we are asking that you all stay in your seats until the ceremony is over, and we are going to release by rows out at the end. So keep that in mind as the ceremony ends. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoy the ceremony.
Good morning. My name is Abigail Stewart, and I am Cornerstone Charter Academy Senior Class President. This year's graduating class is special to Cornerstone as many of its graduates were here when the school opened in 2010. This year's kindergarten representatives are Preston Lesturgeon and Caitlin Luke. We would also like to commend our valedictorian, salutatorian, student government members, and National Honor Society members. At this time, please help me in welcoming the Cornerstone Charter Academy class of 2021. At this time, please help me in welcoming Chairman of the CCA Governing Board, Mr. William G. Brooks.
Well, I made it through the toughest part. I didn't trip on the steps. Welcome all of our parents, our guardians, our family members to this wonderful celebration of graduation of your high school graduates. Our board will be introduced by one of the graduate officers shortly. I'd also like to welcome OCPS Dr. Kia Sweeney Scott, our liaison for charter schools. I'd like to thank our ESP partners at Academica. Look what they did with our faculty and IT Mike back when COVID hit, to get us up and running over the course of spring break, to have virtual school like that. Thankfully, we were kind of ahead of the curve on technology, but what Academica and our faculty and our staff and IT Mike did to pull off what your students have endured for going on 18 months, nothing short of amazing. Give them all a hand. I'd also like to welcome and thank our principal, Dr. Renee Pancoast, assistant principals, Ms. Michelle Casey, and Ms. Paula Downey. I want to also thank all of our tremendously talented and dedicated faculty and staff at Cornerstone who have endured all of these changes and all of these rules and all this stuff to not only be able to teach your kids face-to-face, those who chose to come to school this year, but also virtually educate them from their classrooms. They deserve a round of applause just for having endured all of that and succeeded. And I want to thank our literally hundreds of volunteers. I know how much you parents love our volunteer hours. I heard that groan. But I do, you know, without that, it's the oil in the engine. It doesn't work, it doesn't succeed without you and our volunteers, not only what you do at school, but what you do at home. You also had to be teachers and moderators and proctors all this time while your kids were getting educated at home. But the volunteers literally are the oil in our engine. And I want to call one out this year in particular. Everybody's done a great job, but I really want to thank Mr. David Burr. David has been out He has been out literally giving blood, sweat, and tears on the softball field to make it one of the nicest softball fields in the entire district, if not the state. And he and our coaches took them to the state championship last year and into the regionals this year, but without your dedication and that of all your partners in crime, if I will, who are out there making everything happen on the softball field, it would not have been the program it is today. So David, thank you. And of course, the real reason we're all here, the graduating class of 2021. What an awesome, amazing, and resilient class. Resilient. That's a word that's been made popular in the pandemic. Overcoming challenges and having the discipline and drive to excel even in the course of those challenges. I'm going to call out just a few of the accomplishments that they've made as students and as an entire class. Morgan Fisher, our valedictorian, Bright Future Scholar, National Merit Scholar, AP Capstone Diploma recipient, Project Lead the Way Biotechnician Certified, AP Plus Project Lead the Way Distinction, Shay Harmon, our salutatorian, Bright Future Scholar, AP Capstone Diploma recipient, Project Lead the Way Biotechnician Certified, AP Plus Project Lead the Way Distinction. They're both going to Florida, but I wasn't going to say that since I'm an Alabama guy. Amazing. Class of 21 has received $1 million in scholarship money. We have over 20 Bright Futures Scholarship recipients. And this year, yes, thank you. And I'm quite proud of our theater program, as we've worked very hard to turn it into a really state-of-the-art facility. And we're very blessed to have Ms. Brannon helping train our thespian theater students. This year, congratulations to Natalie Werba, Sam Dement, Natalie Suarez, Olivia Seeley, and Carly Brown for auditioning and winning the Dr. Phillips Center Applause Awards. Natalie and Sam actually have a chance to audition and represent Central Florida in New York City for Broadway's Jimmy Awards. Congratulations. So, graduates, all of you, every one of you is talented and has made outstanding accomplishments just to get to where you're sitting today. So go out there. You're ready for success. Go get it. Parents, put your hands together. Let them fly. And students, just like a duck, never forget where your home is. Come back home and see your parents and see us at Cornerstone. Congratulations to all of you.
I am Ashley Abel, the Senior Class Secretary for the Cornerstone Charter Class of 20. Please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States, the Republic, one nation, under God. Now welcome Nati Suarez, one of our amazing seniors, as she leads us in
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. The bombs bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good morning. I am Aaron Ali McClory, class of 2021. I am happy to welcome a number of distinguished guests to our ceremony today that I would like to introduce to you. Our principal, Dr. Renee Pancoast. Upper Academy Assistant Principal, Michelle Casey. Lower Academy Assistant Principal, Paula Downey. Mayor of the City of Belle Isle, Nick Fork. Chairman of the CCA Governing Board, Mr. William G. Brooks. Board Member, Mark A.D. Board Member, Ralph Armstead. Board Member, Cheryl Colpitts. Board Member, Charlene Cross. Board Member, Carolyn Land. Board Member, Dr. Keith Van Dyke. Board Member, Dr. Cheyenne Vias. Academica Director of Central Florida Operations, Fernando Barroso. Academica Central Florida Educational Support, Dr. Alberto Rodriguez. Central Florida Academica Operations, Rosa Malmkrona. I'm also proud to recognize the outstanding faculty of Cornerstone Charter Academy. Our teachers educate, encourage, inspire, and open their hearts to us. Please give our teachers a round of applause for their dedication to Cornerstone students. Lastly, I am proud to introduce to you the salutatorian of the class of 2021, Shay Harmon.
Good morning and welcome, parents, faculty, and fellow class of 20 graduates. I would like to start off by thanking the administration for everything that's done for us on a daily basis and for all the efforts they have put in this year to give us some normal. I would also like to thank everyone here supporting us as we graduate. It is because of you that we are here today. With that said, I am glad that as your salutatorian, I get to come up here and speak to all of you. We've been through so much together as a class, especially in the past year or so, but today we can say we have made it. We may have been forced to do it a different way, and in my opinion, we had to work a little harder to stay on track, but we have all made it here today, to the end of this chapter, so that we may begin a new one. Now, this is where you would expect me to talk about that next chapter, what the future holds for all of us. But the truth is that it is going to be different for every single person in this. And there are many quotes on Pinterest that could say it better than I can. Today, I think it is important to reflect on the chapter that is ending. Besides, the future that each of us see for ourselves has been molded by our experiences, what we surround ourselves. A big part of our lives, and what will now become our past, is all the experiences we have had and all the people we have interacted with here at Corner. Through our classes, through sports, through clubs, and even through fun school-planned activities like Duck Dash and Ducktober. As opposed to our futures, in which no two of ours will be the same, the experience of being at Cornerstone is something that we all share, and something we will reflect on throughout our lifetime. Even though our time here at Cornerstone shapes each of our futures, it does not mean that your time here defines who you are for the rest of your life. High school is a time for growth. Each one of us has failed at something one time or another, or maybe all the time, but failure is a good thing when you can learn and grow from it. We have used this time in high school to practice many important skills that will be valuable to us in the future, some of which include building relationships with mentors, living on less than 5 hours of sleep, and the art of procrastination. High school is also a time for discovery. Discovering who you want to be, what you want to do, and what kind of people you want to be there with you. None of these are easy decisions to make, and no one can make them for you, but our experiences at Cornerstone have given us the resources to pave our own path. I have been at Cornerstone since the very beginning, and in my opinion, the best thing about Cornerstone over anything else is the staff. There are multiple teachers here at Cornerstone that have already had an impact on me, and their knowledge and advice will continue to impact my future. Mr. Dan Webster is proof to me that how much you like a class isn't really about the subject, but about the passion of the person that is teaching. He motivates me to work toward a career that I love so that I can be as enthusiastic as he is every day. And I think this is something that we all hope for in life. His evil twin, Mr. Jordan Webster, has had to tell me many times that I don't have to be good at everything. While I would like to disagree with him, he is right, but just don't tell him that. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, and this is how we find our niche in the world. So you don't have to be good at everything. As long as you are good at something, it's enough. Ms. Reyes has taught me something very similar, that you don't have to know everything, you just have to know how to problem solve. And this doesn't just apply to math. There will be many times in my life when I am faced with things I do not know, but it doesn't worry me because I know that Ms. Reyes will be in the back of my mind telling me to stop complaining and get to work. Just problem solve. Ms. Coder amazes me with how many things she is able to coordinate at once, teaching 4 different subjects while also running NHS and HOSA. I can only hope to be that hardworking and productive for the rest of my life, and her BI class this year has taught me that time is precious and should not be wasted when you could be getting things done. Finally, Mr. Stewart and Ms. H. One of the best things you can have in school is a teacher that cares, and each of the 3 times I had both of these teachers, there was never a doubt in my mind that they cared for every single student that walked in and out of their classroom. Before I leave today, and before we each take our first step on the path to the rest of our lives, there's an important quote I would like to share with you from Dr. Paul Wong, a clinical psychologist and professor. Uncertainty of the future gives us hope and keeps us humble. Since no one can be sure of what tomorrow brings, we can be hopeful without being boastful. Even though you may look around and think others have it all figured out, none of us really do. Even if someone has planned out every minuscule detail of their future, they are still experiencing the uncertainty of navigating what comes next. No one can plan for the curveballs that life will throw at them, but for each time that we fail, there is hope that when we get another chance, we will succeed. Though you may not believe it, you will have many successes in your life, and today is one of them. We have all made it here today, some maybe by the skin of their teeth, and others by grit and determination, but at the end of it, we will all leave with our diplomas and the ability to decide what we plan to do with them. So make good choices and just don't screw it up.
Hello, I am Melissa Gerges, the class of 2021 Student Class Vice President. It is my pleasure to welcome to the stage Samuel Dement, another one of our exceptional senior theater students, singing the Cornerstone Charter Academy alma mater with music and lyrics by Shirley Santos and Kathy Lee.
Proudly in Belle Isle, our alma mater stands. In green and blue we pledge, to Cornerstone we hail. The bonds and ties we foster shall stay with us. With pride and honor in us, to Cornerstone we hail.
At this time, I'm proud to introduce our valedictorian for the class of 2021, Morgan Fisher.
Good morning, faculty, family, and class of 2021. At the risk of sounding cliche, I'd like to start out by thanking each and every one of my fellow students for your role in making this school the way it is. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten to know a lot of you personally, only interacting in the halls or at events or in the rare classes we'd have that weren't as small. But I know that despite that division, we each make up an important part of this graduating class. An interesting one to be sure. I mean, what other year would be stubborn enough to bargain our way into getting 2 senior t-shirts because no one wanted to compromise? And I know we've heard a lot about this already this year, but we did have to do our whole senior year and a good portion of our junior year during the pandemic, which affected a lot of what we got to do. We missed prom last year, and we had a modified prom this year. We don't get to bring our whole family here with us to celebrate, having them cheer us on at home instead. But what matters is that we all made the best of it. And thank you, teachers and administration, for doing the best you could to make this a normal year for us. I know I appreciate it, and I'm sure everyone else does too. It definitely was a chaotic year, but you guys helped make the chaos a little more bearable. And isn't that really the story of Cornerstone? I've been here since the school opened, all the way back in 2nd grade. I remember clearly getting a ballot over summer where all of us new students were supposed to vote for what our mascot should be. And the options were Wildcat or Tiger or things like that, if I'm recalling correctly. So I was surprised when I showed up and our mascot was a duck, because that wasn't on the ballot at all. But I feel like that really fits the vibe of our school, the Mighty Ducks. We're definitely not what people expect, but hey, we're something. But as a whole, we've changed, as a school, as a student body, and as individual people. Right now, we're all in such a transitional period of our lives where we really go out into the world and learn more about ourselves. Do we want that person to be the same person we've been our whole lives? Or do we want to adapt and really figure out what makes us who we are? We shouldn't get rid of who we intrinsically are, but we need to grow and learn to embrace what makes us all unique. Because each of us contributes something unique to the world, and we shouldn't erase that individuality by chasing a life that isn't meant for us. But we should also understand that no one stays the same, and that's all right too. I'm not the same person I was when I was 5 years old, just starting kindergarten. I've experienced so much since then. I've grown up and learned new things and gotten a better grasp on the world around me. And I can use all of that going ahead as I learn more things and have more experiences and figure out new aspects of the world that I didn't know before. But that's what we should expect and what we should strive for, because stagnancy never did anyone any favors. And I don't think someone who still sees the world as a 5-year-old does would do very well living in it. It's like a book. You have to finish a chapter to get to a new one, and that means moving on from what you've read before, while also understanding that what was written is still a part of who you are. High school is that chapter we're finishing now, and college is the one we're starting. We shouldn't expect to stay the same as we were in that chapter, and we should accept that that's okay. Because without change, nothing would ever happen. The world wouldn't spin, the sun wouldn't move across the sky, birds wouldn't be silent one minute and sing the next. You would never get a text from your best friend or a hug from your mother, because just those simple actions are an action of change. They're minute ones, but they are. So embrace it, don't run away, and don't throw yourself into the past because you're too afraid to see where life may take you. Life is a journey we all should enjoy. It's ups and downs and lefts and rights, because we only get one of them. We're just about to set off on that journey, leaving the safety of our homes to find our own places, and that is scary. I'm scared. But life's too short to let that bog us down. But I feel like Cornerstone has prepared me well for going out into that unknown, and it's provided me with plenty of good memories to have along the way. I've met my best friends here, Shay, who I've known since she skipped a grade and joined my class, becoming a fellow student until a few years later when her self-defined introverted self just pretty much straight up walked up and asked to be my friend. Juliana, who came in 5th grade and who used to think I was intimidating, but has slowly worked her way into becoming one of the people I feel most comfortable around. And even James, who's kind of a buy one, get one deal with Juliana, not by her accord, but because he doesn't know any different. He's more dependent than he likes to admit. I have some of my best memories from Cornerstone because of them, whether from class or from football games or dances. There wasn't a time at the school where I wasn't with at least one of them. Like in English, for the past 3 years, and especially this year. Me, Shay, and Juliana would start out at individual tables, and then Miss H would blink, and we were all huddled around my table, already cracking open our lunchboxes, waiting patiently for the assignment we always tried to convince her to make group work. Because why do something separately when we could do it together? She would usually agree, with a few glaring exceptions and a familiar look of exasperation. But in all seriousness, Miss H is easily one of the best teachers I've ever had. In the 3 years I've known her, she's taken my already present love of reading and turned it into something I want to do for the rest of my life. Which is why, even though I'm coming from a STEM school and going to a STEM school, I'm majoring in English. I remember one time back in middle school, I was in her room way before I had her as a teacher for a haunted hallway meeting my brother was attending, and I remember being so intimidated. I was so awkward sitting in there, but now it's probably one of my favorite places to be on campus. After 11 years here, I'm pretty comfortable with the whole campus, as I've done my rounds through each of the 3 buildings. So it's definitely going to be a shock next year when I go to college and I don't know where anything is. But that's a struggle a lot of us are going to go through, whether we go to college, the military, or into the workforce. We have a small bubble here at Cornerstone, but the real world is much, much bigger. But that's exciting at the same time, because we get to experience more of the good and the bad and the crazy, wonderful things that make up that world. And we get to place our stake in it. Whatever that stake may be, none of us are going to leave this earth without having an impact. So let's make it a good one. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Ellie Priest, the class of 2021's historian. The class of 2021 has been together for many years. We've been through a lot. We've laughed together, cried together, stressed, and quarantined together. Through the last 4 years, we've kept a positive spirit because we've stayed together as a class and have never given up on each other or our dreams for the future. For this reason, we've decided to adopt History by One Direction as our senior song. Due to copyright issues and live streaming, the video with History will be on Google Classroom for viewing, but today's video will have music that's allowed for live streaming.
Now, it is my privilege to introduce the commencement speaker for this morning. She was a teacher at Cornerstone Charter for 8 years. While here, she taught 11th grade English and reading. She was also the 11th grade class sponsor, and even though she is no longer a teacher at CCA, she is still our high school Battle of the Book sponsor. However, she was and is so much more than the titles that she held. She has taught us to be kind and to laugh even when learning, and she has reminded us that we can do anything if we put our minds and hearts to it. She supports us, is genuinely concerned about us, and wants to see us do well. She worked hard to prep us for the FSA and the ACT. She cheered and cried for us when we succeeded and struggled, and we are so happy and proud to have her here today and in our lives. At this time, please join me in giving a warm welcome to Miss Jennifer Robertson.
Hi, guys. All right. Before I begin, let me say how proud I am of all of you for getting to this day. We started this crazy pandemic together last year, and I'm so proud to be here again with you today as you end this chapter of your lives and begin the next one. So like everybody has mentioned who's been up here, you have gone through things that no student in recent history has had to go through, and you should all be proud of yourselves for getting to this point. While I don't remember much about my own high school graduation, I do remember coming up on the stage, shaking about 100 people's hands, and then walking off the stage ready to look at that diploma that I had worked so hard to get. So I came off the stage, took the little folder that I had, opened it up, and it was blank. And it wasn't until years later that I realized the unintended symbolism of this. This is your future. Not that your future is empty, it's that you have a blank slate. It's a clean start. If you were lucky enough to have me as a teacher last year, you heard me say at the beginning of each quarter that everybody gets a do-over. Everybody gets to start over with a clean slate, and that is what you get today. So I am here to give you a few ideas of how you can fill up your blank slate. Now, don't groan too loudly, but you must continue your education in some way. You have heard this for years, probably since kindergarten. People have told you, you need to continue your education. Whether you want to be a doctor or a lawyer or you have a family business, you are going to need to continue your education in some way. Even if you want to be a YouTube star. If you don't think YouTube stars had to learn something in order to get to the success they have, you should probably watch some more YouTube videos. Whether you are planning on going to a 4-year university or just take some accounting classes at the local community college to help prepare yourself for the family business, please, it is really, really important to continue to expand your knowledge and expertise. I'm a big believer in karma. This is the philosophy that the actions of an individual can influence the future of that individual. If you want peace, success, and happiness in your life, help others achieve those things too. Find some way to give back. If you are going to college, there are plenty of groups that you can get involved with that give back to the community. You may be able to find some opportunities through your church. If you don't have any kind of group affiliation, find something that you love to do, find somebody who wants to learn it, and teach it to them. And if all of this sounds way too complicated for you, the next time you're in a McDonald's or a Taco Bell or a Chick-fil-A drive-thru, pay for the order of the person behind you. All right? When you send goodwill out into the universe, that goodwill comes back to you. Now, if you learned anything from me in class, you know that I truly believe that one of the best ways to really experience life fully is to travel. Now, you can still learn a lot from watching travel documentaries on TV, but you can't eat that really good German food through the TV. You cannot climb to the top of the Eiffel Tower through the TV. You have to get out there and live those experiences. Travel is one of the scariest and most satisfying experiences that you can ever do. And you never know where your travel may lead you. And just as in life, sometimes the journey is better than the destination. Even if you're scared to travel to other countries, you could spend years exploring our own wonderful country. We have a lot to see and a lot of things to do, so get out of Orlando, please. As Chris McCandless says, don't hesitate or allow yourself to make excuses. Just get out and do it. Just get out and do it. You will be very, very glad that you did. My final piece of advice for how you can make the most of this blank slate that you have been given is to never be afraid to take a chance. I am a creature of habit. I like being comfortable, and nowhere was I more comfortable than here at Cornerstone. But one day I woke up and I just needed something more. Not wanted, because I had everything I wanted, but I just needed to do something different. And it was very, very, very scary to decide what I was going to do. Probably the scariest part was telling Dr. P and Mrs. Casey that I wasn't coming back this year, but I did it. So, in 2 months, I will be on a plane to China to begin the next portion of my teaching career. And when I'm there, I'm going to be doing every single thing that I have just talked to you about. I am learning the Chinese language and learning about Chinese culture. At my new school, I'm going to be on a committee that is going to help create service projects for the students and the teachers to give back to the community. And you better believe that I'm going to travel like crazy when I get there. And all of this is possible because I wasn't afraid to take a chance. So now that you are graduates, I hope that as you will follow me on my adventures, I will certainly be following you to see what wonderful and amazing things that you are going to be doing. So again, when you get your little diploma folder and it is blank, look at this as a brand new opportunity to go out there and lead your best lives. So thank you for allowing me to spend some time with you speaking, and I love you all. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
My own legacy cord for being here since the beginning and watching all of you guys over the last few years. I'm Michelle Casey, Upper Academy Assistant Principal at Cornerstone Charter Academy. On behalf of the faculty and staff of Cornerstone Charter Academy in Orange County Public Schools, I certify to you that all members of this graduating class are eligible to receive official recognition of the graduation.
I still can't get this off my earrings. I can't believe it's time to do this. It's just, it's everything to me to see you guys out there today. It is. And I love you all so much. And it's been such a journey to get to this point. But right now, I certify that all the members of this graduate, I'm going to say that one more time, all the members of this graduate, all of you, all the members of this graduating class have completed the official requirements for graduation under the regulations of the Florida Department of Education, and I hereby confer this recognition from Cornerstone Charter Academy on each of you, and I congratulate you most heartily on this notable academic achievement. At this time, Ms. Tyndall, you may begin the final roll call for the class of 2021.
Good morning. Congratulations to all of you. All right, here we go. Morgan Fisher, University of Florida. Shay Harmon, University of Florida. Abigail Stewart, Florida Gulf Coast University. Melissa Gerges, Florida Southern College. Ashley Abel, Workforce. Erin Allen McClory, University of Florida. Ellie Priest, High Point University. Muhammad Al-Rabat, Valencia College. Aisa Alvarado, St. Thomas University. Kevin Alvarez, NASCAR Drive for Diversity. Asset Arnold, Valencia College. Anna Atencio, Valencia College. Jan Ayala, Purdue University. Alec Barajas, Workforce. Kaylee Bell, Seminole State College. Lily Brannon, University of Central Florida. Genesis Brito, St. Thomas University. Malia Burr, Full Sail University. Jesus Camacho Velasquez, Advent Health University. Ariam Camarino, Valencia College. Grace Carr, Valencia College. Cameron Carter, Motorcycle Mechanics Institute. Daniel Castellanos, Arizona Christian University. Maximus Ceballos, Valencia College. Xavier Cintron, Bryant and Stratton College. Jackson Clark, University of Alabama. Sebastian Colon Rosario, Valencia College. James Cross, Florida Atlantic University. Juliana Cross, Florida Atlantic University. Gabriella Daly, Rollins College. Alejandro Delestre, Valencia College. Samuel Dement, University of Central Florida. Leomar Diaz, Valencia College. Cameron Diljon, University of Tampa. Guinevere Ellingson, Destiny Escobar, Valencia College. Kristen Farrago, University of Central Florida.
Devin Fernandez, Valencia College. Luis Fonseca, University of Central Florida. Lakeisha Francis, Valencia College. Madison Freeman, University of Central Florida. Amarion Gibson, Valencia College. Yomar Fontanez, Workforce. Jalen Gonzalez, Valencia College. Ryan Grimshaw, University of Central Florida. Laura Guevarez, Valencia College. Elizabeth Hale, University of Central Florida. Emma Helton, University of Central Florida. Alyssa Horton, Valencia College. Brandon Hummel, University of Central Florida. Houston Humphrey, Lake Sumter State College. Joshua Herlock, Hampton University. Bashir Isa, University of Florida. Jeremy Jean Baptiste, Valencia College. Casey Johnson, University of Central Florida. Brian Jung, Valencia College. Katuta Kalaba, University of Central Florida. Ariana King, Workforce. Brianna Koch, Lynn University. Kevin Liu, University of Florida. Holland Liverpool, Valencia College. Madison Louder, Florida State University. David Lozada Caza, Florida State University. Madeline Mantuano, Valencia College. Esteban Marrero Bonilla, Florida State University. Rosendo Martinez, Valencia College. Kaylin Melton, Tallahassee College. Ray Mestre, Valencia College. Janesli Mata, University of Central Florida. Noah Nasser, Valencia College. Juan Navedo, Yellowstone Christian University. Sydney Newman, Valencia College. Amanda Nolan, University of Florida. Marshkelly Palomeque Peralta, University of North Florida. Sean Paul Paz Velasco, Valencia College. Genesis Perez, United States Air Force. Cole Payton, University of Central Florida. Jonathan Quintine, Valencia College. Justin Ramnarine, Valencia College. Stephen Reed, University of Central Florida. Rosalind Reyes, Valencia College. Destiny Reynoso, Valencia College. Kaya Richards, Florida A&M University. Nilise Rios, Valencia College. Mariah Rodriguez Castro, Workforce. Joshua Rojas, United States Air Force. Gabriel Rosario, Valencia College. Madison Rudolph, Workforce. Lance San Antonio, University of West Florida. Scarlett Sang, Valencia College. Luis Santmaria, Valencia College. Ariel Sepulveda, University of Central Florida. Yisni Serrano Velasquez, Valencia College. Landon Shoemaker, Valencia College. Jenny Skidmore, Seminole State Community College. Christopher Summerhalter, Florida Atlantic University. Matthew Stroud, Valencia College. Nicholas Stuchman, Valencia College. Natalie Suarez, American Musical and Dramatics Academy of New York. Mitchell Thomas, Valencia College. Anna Valdivia, Valencia College. Jose Vargas, Point Park University. Nathan Vasquez, Valencia College. Caitlin Vidler, Valencia College. Haley Warrington, University of Central Florida. Preston Warrington, United States Coast Guard. Sandra Watkins, Seminole State College. Maya Weddle, Stetson University. Natalie Werba, University of Central Florida. Erica Williams, Tallahassee College. Mason Williams, Valencia College. And Peyton Williams, Florida Gulf Coast University.
We have a line to get their pictures taken, so when somebody tells me to fill space, it's usually not a problem for me. Might be a problem for you. It's not usually one for me. So we do have to get all their pictures taken, and then they need to go back to their seats. But, you know, there's a lot of words in my life that have defined this year. Some of them I probably can't say in a microphone, but there are words that I just never thought that I would be having to deal with this class, with all the students and the families, and you know those words. Some of you heard them a few times, whether it was contact tracing or quarantining or isolating. But I'm going to tell you, there's a word or a phrase that I've thought about a lot, because you hear it all the time. Oh, when are we ever going to get back to normal? I just am so ready to get back to normal. And the one that I really hate, it's, oh, this is going to be our new normal. Oh, I really hate that one. And I thought a lot about the word normal, because maybe we don't want what is right now. But when I think about what normal means, I'm going to tell you, I don't want to get back to it. And I certainly don't want a new normal. When you look at the word normal, it means typical, regular, ordinary, common, average, run-of-the-mill, plain, expected, conventional. I don't like any of those words. I don't want to go back to ordinary. I don't want to go back to common and typical and plain. Those words are not what I want for my life. Those words are not what I want for the graduate's life. So when you look up an antonym of normal, oh, sure, there are a lot out there, but I'm going to tell you some of these that are the opposite of normal. Exceptional, extraordinary, uncommon, curious, surprising, remarkable, unique, and rare. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm ready for some remarkable, unique, extraordinary, and rare. I don't want to go back, and I don't want you all to go back. I want you to go forward. I want you to leap forward. I want you to jump forward. I want you to launch forward into a life that is not normal, that is not common, that is not ordinary, that is not plain. But I want you to leap forward, not go back, to a life that is extraordinary and rare and spectacular. I know what I want for the school that has just loved you and been a part of your life and will always be. That's what I want for my life, for my family, for your lives and your family. Don't go back. Don't go back to normal, but go forward. Now, there's another word, and this word isn't used a lot, but it really, really is the opposite of normal. And it's really what I would like for all of you. And the word is audacious. Now, that's even better than some of these other words that describe what the opposite of normal is. Audacious means showing a willingness to take bold risks. And I think you heard Ms. Robertson, and I think you heard Shay, and I think you had Morgan talk about going out on these journeys and experiencing these wonderful things. That's what audacious means. It means the willingness to take bold risks, to be fearless, to be daring, to be courageous, brave, and dauntless. Wow. I don't know if that's what I was this year. I don't know if that's quite how I feel right now. As we're taking off masks, as we're getting some freedoms and the abilities to do some things, I'm going to tell you, I'm a little scared. I am. I'm a little nervous. I think it's from taking care of, trying to take care of so many for so long, that I am a little nervous. I don't want to be. I want to be the person that Shay talked about, and I want to be the person that Morgan talked about, and the person that Ms. Robertson talked about. I want to be, I don't want to go back to normal. I want to go forward to spectacular, extraordinary, and rare, and I want to be, and I'm going to try to be, and I want you all to be, and not just the students that are here, but moms and dads, those watching on live stream. I want my word, your word, our word to be audacious, the willingness to take bold risks, to be fearless, and to be courageous. I think our world needs that from you all that are going to go out there, that you're going to go forward. You're not going to go backward. And so that is my wish. That's my desire. That's my prayer for all of you, that you don't go back to normal. I don't think that was so hot. I don't. You don't go back to ordinary and plain and common, but you are audacious and you take that bold risk to be spectacular and extraordinary and uncommon and rare. I've seen that in you all this year. I saw that at the senior banquet. I saw that on senior walkout. I saw that just when you were eating lunch and changing classes. This is the class. This is the class that has shown to be fearless and dauntless and courageous and all of those things. And I know that you're ready to go forward and be spectacular. Not normal, don't go back, but go forward. I know that all of you can do that. See, that was just the right time. I'm waiting for a couple more to sit down. We're almost there. Okay. It is time. Senior officers, valedictorian and salutatorian, will you please join me at the podium? Class of 2021, please stand. And as a sign of your graduation accomplishment, please move your tassel from the right to the left side of your cap. And I now pronounce you graduates of Cornerstone Charter Academy. Congratulations. Now, parents, family, and friends, thank you for coming to this very special occasion. At this time, if you all please remain seated as we release the rows one at a time. Thank you so much.